Good evening, Leavenworth. We welcome you inside Leavenworth High School. I'm David Kemp doing play-by-play for you here tonight alongside my partner James Burns. And James, we have got a good one tonight. Today, the Piper Pirates out of Kansas City, Kansas come to town, and they are taking on the 2-1 Leavenworth Pioneers off to their best start since 2013. James, what is your outlook on this game?
I think we have a real good chance tonight. Last game we gave all our effort, even though we took a loss. But I think that we're going to look at that game from last Wednesday and take our weaknesses from there and build off of them, make them strengths.
We are 1 minute away from the national anthem here. And James, I got 3 keys to the game that I think we need to follow. First, this team is going to need to run up the score. Piper plays really fast. They've lost 2 games on the year, so they're not invincible. In fact, both of those losses have been on the road, so being at home, having home court advantage is going to be a big deal to the Pioneers. But their 2 losses were from Topeka Seaman, 83 points, and Topeka West, who scored 72. Next, we need to stick to the fundamentals. They have the talent to win, but in their last game against Atchison, a lot of why they lost was them beating themselves late, playing sloppy basketball. And then finally, don't dig yourself too deeply into a hole. Last time they were down by 15 and were able to come all the way back within 1 but couldn't finish the job. Let's get off to a hot start early and then continue that momentum till the end.
Yeah, I think our best bet this game is to get a lead and stick with that lead.
And as the color guard comes out, we hand things over to our PA announcer for the national anthem. And as we welcome you back inside Leavenworth High School, starting lineups coming up right now.
Starting tonight for Piper, with number 0, 6-foot sophomore, Jalen Taylor. 5'10" senior number 3, Johnny Vogel. 6-foot senior number 4, Alamar Brooks.
your starting lineups for the Piper Pirates. Number 0, Jalen Taylor. Number 3, Johnny Vogel. Number 4, Alamar Brooks. Number 12, Bernardo Labat. And number 25, Isaiah Sales. And then for your Leavenworth Pioneers, number 4, Rivani Cheatham, the senior. Number 5, Katravion or Trey Tolbert, the senior. Number 14, the junior AJ Clark. Number 23, the junior Adrian Brantley. And your Pioneer Pete Athlete of the Week, Gunnar Alonso. We are seconds away from tip here in Leavenworth High School. Leavenworth Pioneers in their home whites, whereas your Kansas City Piper Pirates are black on black. Tip taken by the Pioneers but sent out of play. Ball goes straight into the possession of Kansas City Piper. And we are underway here. Zeros on the board and a fresh game on a Friday night. Jalen Taylor gets us started here. Ball goes to Brooks. Brooks to Vogel. Trying to make something happen. Takes a 3 and bricks it. Good start for the Pioneers. Adrian Brantley on the fast break. Looking to make things happen. Goes into the paint and draws a foul on the first play of the game. That's a good start if you're the Pioneers. Foul charge to number 3, Johnny Vogel, and that is the first foul of the game. 7:43 on the clock. Gunnar Alonso inbounding here. And he is definitely a player to watch. He is Pioneer Pete's Athlete of the Week for a reason. He definitely had a great performance on Wednesday against Atchison as this one gets stolen by Alamar Brooks. Piper is a fast-paced team, as you can see by the quick movements and immediate attempt at a 3 here. Ball goes back in the possession of Leavenworth. But James, what do you think needs to happen for the Pioneers to avenge their loss on Wednesday against Atchison?
I think the first thing they need to do is get a lead and keep that lead, because we saw in the last game they started to get that lead, and I don't know if they got comfortable or they just lost their rhythm, but they let that lead go, and Atchison was able to get ahead of them and stay ahead of them. So I think the best thing we can do is focus on our defense and keep them from scoring, and on our offense make sure that we're getting points no matter if they're 2s or 3s.
A key issue for the Pioneers all season has been starting and finishing games. Their best quarters of play have been the second and third, but it feels like they start off a little bit cold every week and haven't been able to complete some of the business that they started, especially last week, coming back from down 15 as this one goes back into the hands of Kansas City Piper. The Pirates come into today undefeated at home, but they are 0-2 on the road, which will definitely work out in Leavenworth's favor. They recently hosted and won their first annual Tournament of Legends, beating Mill Valley and Lincoln College in the process. So they can beat some upper-level programs as this one goes into Brooks. Brooks out. Labat looking to make a play. Adrian Brantley with the steal, and possession goes back to Piper. Still looking for the first points on the scoreboard, racing inside the paint. Number 4, Alamar Brooks. And double team, not able to make anything happen. And possession goes in the hands of Piper. But heavy coverage, James, and that is what we like to see. Very aggressive from the Leavenworth front.
Exactly what I was saying. We need to stick on defense and make sure that we can't, make sure that they are not able to score no matter what.
A not necessarily costly foul, as it's just a pass in. Neither team has shot from the line so far. 6:38 left to play. And still trying to get the first points on the scoreboard. Piper can't get it to fall. Ball goes to AJ Clark, this team's playmaker, and that one will go out on number 0, Jalen Taylor. Leavenworth getting possession here. Biggest playmaker on Wednesday's game was AJ Clark. I feel like if AJ Clark, number 14 on your screen, is thriving, then he could be doing some great things. Clark has definitely done a good job at creating space, making stuff happen, and with weapons like Adrian Brantley in the paint, and he can shoot from 3 too. This one comes up just a bit short. Trey Tolbert getting the rebound. Alonzo off the glass, bounces out. We shift back onto the Piper side of the court. And good defense from Clark to intercept that. Putting it up there is Isaiah Sales, the 6'7" sophomore. And Piper, 2.5 minutes into this one, finally has the first points on the scoreboard for either side. Possession in the hands of Leavenworth. Trey Tolbert will be inbounding. Travion Tolbert. That one goes into Clark. And taking a nice and steady pace here. Not letting the game speed up on them. I feel like if Leavenworth is controlling the pace of their own game, they'll be able to figure some things out. This is definitely something that we saw to be a theme as Trey Tolbert drives towards the rim. Jump ball's gonna go into the possession of Leavenworth. But for those of you who watched the girls' game, this was definitely a factor. Being too fast, making costly mistakes, throwing the ball into the stands. And Leavenworth, the boys' team, I think, is learned from that. Letting the game come to them is something that's going to be important if they want to win here as this ball rolls out of play. Inbounding here for the Pirates is Alomar Brooks.
30-second timeout.
First time out of the ball game. James, you like what you're seeing so far?
So far I am, even though Piper has had the opportunity to score, they've only been able to put 2 points up on the board, and our defense has been looking good. Our offense just needs to start clicking now so we can start putting points on the board and get a lead ahead of them.
As we've seen all throughout the season, the early game and the end game has definitely been an issue for the Pioneers, but they're looking to rewrite that narrative today. If they can hang around through the first 6 to 7 minutes of play, get out of the first quarter unscathed, then once this team gets into a rhythm, they'll really be able to put some points on the board. Ball in Piper's possession, and Taylor inbounding to Bernard Labat. Brooks looking to make things happen, and he whiffs on the layup. Travion Tolbert works his way across the half-court line, getting physical, putting his body on the line. Ball goes to Gunnar Alonzo. Alonzo thinks once about the pass, hands it off to Cheatham. Cheatham, we haven't seen much from him so far as this one gets stolen. A.J. Clark getting physical. And exceptional defense by the Pioneers, able to get the ball away. Fans are not happy about the foul call. And honestly, James, I can't tell you that I agree with the call either.
No, it looked like Alomar lost his footing, but they're saying that it's against Clark, so.
A.J. Clark. However, I will say, even with the foul committed, it was impressive to see him go toe-to-toe with one of the fastest players on this Piper offense. Race down the court one-on-one and just keep that ball out of the net. This defense has played really well. Piper, through their 5 games played, they have made scoring a priority more so than defense. They've scored 336 points in just 5 games. And again, all the teams that have beat them have had to put up 70 or 80 points just to get in the lead. Leavenworth trying to rewrite that narrative here with W defense. Ball goes out of play on the Pioneers. 4:25 left in the quarter. 2-0 for the Pirates. That score might look slightly different on our score ticker. New piece of technology that we're testing out for this game, and honestly, James, I think it looks pretty good right now. Cooper Crawford, the 6'7" senior, trying to make some things happen. Taylor, Vogel looking for a long pass all the way across the width, goes in and out of the rim, rebounded by Crawford and goes in. 4-0 Pirates. Travion Tolbert to Clark. Clark back to Tolbert. steps back for three, and they're going to say he took a step out of bounds. Ball.
Offensive foul. This could be it's number 23, Adrian Bradley. This could be his first.
Adrian Brantley notching his first foul of the game. Third foul overall for the Pioneers, and while this is a game that may have a lot of physicality in it, you got to be careful not to let those fouls get the best of you. Stadium getting hype as Taylor works his way up to the line. On the outside of the arc, Taylor looking to make things happen again. The Pioneer crowd is trying to will this defense to a stop. Palmed by Isaiah Sales, and that ball sails straight into the Pioneer bench. Possession goes back to Leavenworth. 3:32 left to play. And James, while the defense surely has stepped up big time, I will say the lack of scoring over halfway through the quarter is a bit concerning.
Yeah,
AJ Clark trying to change that here. Lots of pressure from the Pirates. Almost loses it. Gets called for a bit of shoving, and possession goes to Kansas City Piper.
and if you are watching, and like we said earlier, our score bug is a little bit of new thing we're testing out. So if it's maybe a little slow, we apologize for that delay in times or scores.
Currently 3:15 on the clock. 4-0 Pirates. As excellent defense. Ball goes back onto the Pioneer side of things, and Keyshawn King, the 6'3" senior, jumping up and blocking 6'7" Crawford. What an excellent play right there. The defense has been the star of the show for the Pirates, and Adrian Brantley gets a chance to inbound and maybe put some points on the board for Leavenworth. Ravani Cheatman coming back into the game as AJ Clark takes a break to catch his breath. Ball goes to Catravion Tolbert. Tolbert to Brantley. Getting hard pressed in the corner. Working his way up to the paint. Cheatham for three, and he drains it. An absolute dime from the senior. Ravani Cheatham, the 6'1" guard, puts Leavenworth on the board. It's 4-3 with 2:33 left to play in the first quarter. Number 13, Silas Barnes, in possession of it. Pump fakes to the left. Back with the ball. Taylor back to Barnes. Working his way up. Going up, fakes the dunk, lays it up. Ravani Cheatham gets the ball back. Catravion Tolbert working his way down the court. Gunnar Alonzo goes for the lay, gets the foul. Shooting foul on Piper, and ball goes back into Leavenworth hands. 2 free throws due for Gunnar Alonzo and a chance to tie or take the lead here. They don't call him your athlete of the week for a reason. Voted on by the students. And this one rattles in and out, but Alonzo unfazed. Currently trailing 4-3, but Alonzo trying to tie things up right here. In the paint, looking for a rebound, is Cheatham and King. That one is drained. 4-4, 2:08 remaining in the quarter. And a relatively lackluster quarter from a scoring perspective, but these defenses, I gotta say, James, they've been a lot of fun to watch.
They have been. Leavenworth is keeping them from scoring, and so is Piper, but I love the physicality on both defensive sides, because no matter who has the ball, they're both trying to stop the other.
Working
and
to the
so
rim,
far
and that one falls out before toilet bowling it in.
And as I was saying, so far they've been able to keep each other from getting high points. So congrats to both defensive sides.
Lots of pressure on the baseline from Piper as that one gets knocked out of play. This is a similar tactic we saw used in the girls' game. Lots of full court presses. So far, I feel like the boys have done a better job at countering that. Girls at this point in the game were down 10-3. Pioneers within 2. Gunnar Alonzo working his way down court. Alonzo goes up for the lay and draws a foul. Second foul he's drawn in the last 30 seconds, and now a chance to tie things again. Both teams have secured the bonus for the remainder of the first quarter. 4 fouls apiece. Alonso, first one, bounces off the front of the rim and comes back out. And with 1:27, both sides looking to rebound it here. Alonso. And what appears to be a late substitution call. Possession goes back to Piper. Back into the game now is A.J. Clark after taking a moment to collect himself. Leavenworth's best playmaker is back on the court. Jump ball three, and he whiffs it. Man, I'm feeling the gusts up here from that air ball. Gunnar Alonso working his way down the court to Brantley. Brantley pulls up three, and it's just off the back of the rim. Alamar Brooks working his way down court. Floater, not gonna make it. We're under a minute left in the quarter. 56 seconds. Cheatham trying to make things happen. Piper honestly just looks phased here. Ball falls, but not until after the foul call. And again, the 5th foul of the quarter for Kansas City Piper. This time, Ravani Cheatham to the line, hoping to make things happen. 6-5 score for the Pirates, but the Pioneers are within 2 of tying it with 47 seconds left in the half. Cheatham in and out, and the rim has not been nice to the Pioneers here today. .5 on the clock. Ravani Cheatham gathers himself. The shot bounces up once, twice, and ultimately finds its way back out. A lot of these balls just don't seem to want to go in. Jump ball secured by the Pioneers, but deemed that Piper had more control over it at the time of the whistle. The 6'7" Cooper Crawford, the senior, looking to inbound. Ball goes to Labatt. Labatt to the outside. Vogel throws it out of bounds into the press box. And that is a play that he would like to have back. Had multiple open opportunities for a pass and ultimately just airmails it straight into the scoring seat. 29 seconds remaining in the quarter. For those of you just joining us, thank you for watching Pioneer Basketball on PTV. Our next broadcast will be on January 2nd, potentially against the Baser Linwood Bobcats. However, we will be on winter break, so if we do not have one, then look forward to more in the future. Gunnar Alonso working his way down court, across the half-court line. Alonso to Brantley. Brantley, communication to Clark. And several movements here. Brantley from downtown! Take the train all the way downtown, and Adrian Brantley gives the Pioneers a lead as we go into the second quarter. Clock hits zeros. We present to you the score. Leavenworth in the lead. Piper 6, Leavenworth 7. You're watching Leavenworth basketball on PTV Pioneer Television. I'm David Kemp alongside James Burns, and as the cheerleaders come back out, James, what were you encouraged by in the first period of play?
So right now what I'm seeing when we're playing out there is a very good defense. We're not letting them score. We're keeping them content is what I mean when I say that. We're not letting them score as much as they have been trying to. And on our offensive side, we're getting down there and we're getting those chances. And right now we've capitalized on that chance and taken even though it's 1 point, it's still a lead against them. Right now what we need to do in this second quarter is build off that lead. Get more points, get more twos, and possibly some threes up there, and build off of that so we can win this game.
Well, as previously noted, the second and third quarters are where the Pioneers thrive at their best. And despite trailing for much of the first quarter, you had to feel like they were controlling the game. They were controlling pace of play, and even after Piper's 4-0 lead, Leavenworth has scored 7 of the last 9 points. 6-7 score right now. Piper in the lead. Leavenworth in the lead. Piper trailing. And Leavenworth will get the ball to start the quarter. Rivani Cheatham. Piper's still pressing deep into Leavenworth territory, and you got to wonder, with how composed Leavenworth has been as Clark passes to Alonzo, you got to wonder if this is doing more harm to Piper than Leavenworth. Alonzo takes it to the rim and lays it up anyway, despite the foul being called several seconds ahead of time. And non-shooting foul, Alonzo will inbound it. On the floor right now for the Pioneers. Katravion Tolbert, Adrian Brantley, Rivani Cheatham, AJ Clark, and passing from the baseline, Gunnar Alonzo. This one goes to Clark. Clark to Tolbert. Passing the rock like a hot potato here. Finding everyone and lots of contact. Number 25, Isaiah Sales, laying out Adrian Brantley. And Brantley cannot believe it. Pioneers will gladly take the personal foul though. And James, we are 19 seconds into the quarter. Piper has already committed 2 fouls, and Leavenworth with a chance to really capitalize. They're in the driver's seat. It feels like Kansas City Piper is panicking at this point.
Yeah, you can see that once they start building off those fouls, you can see that off those fouls, they're panicking. Those fouls mean panic, and the more panic they get, the more fouls they're going to have. And that's what we need from this team, is panic.
Since the opening possession, the ball has not crossed back over half court, and we draw another foul. Ball goes back into the hands of Leavenworth, this time on Johnny Vogel. And James, we are 1 quarter into this game. He has already committed 3 fouls, and as one of the commanding seniors on this team, he's at risk of fouling out before halftime. That would be a huge benefit to your Pioneers. AJ Clark inbounding to Alonzo. Gunnar Alonzo charging forward. And that confidence did not result in a basket. Ball goes back in the hands of Piper. The commander, Jalen Taylor, making things happen. Goes up for the alley-oop. And oh my goodness. Cooper Crawford with the alley-oop dunk. That is something you don't see every day in high school basketball. Piper takes the lead. I cannot believe what I just saw. Trying to get possession back. AJ Clark, step back for 3, and it bounces just off the outside of the rim. Back into play. Number 1, Derek Jackson. Ball goes, and he can shoot too. Timeout, Pioneers, and they do not have an answer for number 5, Cooper Crawford. This is something that they are going to need to figure out quickly. 11-7, 6:44 remaining, and Piper has scored 5 unanswered since the start of the second quarter. Cheerleaders come back out, and this place, which was hopping just about 5 minutes ago, is dead silent. James, what do you think the Pioneers need to focus on to get this thing going?
Honestly, I think they need to keep, I know this isn't in their hands, but they need to keep drawing fouls out. Because right now, those fouls are helping them more than anything right now. But their physicality has grown much from Wednesday, and that's helping them as well. Their defensive side, I think they need to fill in some holes still. But I think other than that, they're playing pretty well out there, and I think we still have a very good chance at winning this one.
The Pioneers are only 1 minute into the second quarter, and they have already drawn 3 Piper players to commit a foul. They are on the verge of a bonus, which would be huge, guaranteeing them 2 free throws per foul. As we reset here, 6:44 on the clock. The Pioneers 7, Piper 11. Katravion Tolbert passes into Cheatham. Piper still pressing down the whole court. You can see on the sideline, Coach Leinbach spreading his team out, Pioneers at every corner of the court. Almost pays off there as a wide open three falls just short. Gunnar Alonso behind the back, and an excellent steal followed by a lackluster pass. Had the potential there to really turn that into something, maybe bring the Pioneers within one score. But instead, the ball sails into the stands. Jalen Taylor taking a shot in and out, and DJ Jackson gets robbed there. Almost had a shot, and oh my goodness, the handles from Alonso. He ends up losing it eventually. Katravion Tover and 2-on-1, and the Pioneer defense almost gets a stop. 7-13, Piper in front. Rivani Cheatham, and James, it feels like Piper has turned the pace of play dramatically. Alonso goes in for the lay, and he gets it to fall!
Well, now after you say that, I don't know after that scoring by Alonso.
13-9, and Gunnar Alonso taking charge. Number 4, Alamar Brooks. This one goes to Labat. Labat to Taylor. Pump fake, TJ Jackson, and Alonso with the steal. Ball goes out of play. With 5:18 remaining, you gotta like what you're seeing from the Pioneers. A few substitutions on the floor. Cheatham comes off, Tolbert comes off, and King is now on the floor alongside Jamarion Jefferson, the 5'7" sophomore. I like what I'm seeing here. Kansas City Piper is the bigger, more physical team on paper, as that one falls in. But Leavenworth seems to have found a rhythm. 16-9. Scoreboard does not reflect it right now. They really need to make some things happen if they want to stay in this ball game. Alonso fighting for every foot, and almost out of play. They're going to deem that after an exceptional effort, Jamarion Jefferson did step out of bounds. Ball goes back in the hands of the Pirates. Number 20, Isaac Butter, coming onto the court now. And Jamarion Jefferson, situational player, comes off after just about 30 seconds on the court. He did make some stuff happen, though. It's good to see such a deep and versatile lineup that the Pioneers have. Everyone making a contribution. Jalen Taylor to the outside to Jackson. Jackson, Chaz White. This one goes back in the hands of Taylor. Shoots a three and misses. And lots of physicality here. Jump ball goes in the hands of Piper. Lots of good sportsmanship to be seen here too, as number 22, Chaz White, helps Clark back up to his feet. First foul of the quarter for the Pioneers, a team technical foul. And possession goes back into the hands of Piper. This one goes to Brooks. Brooks to Taylor. Taylor getting doubled up on. And Adrian Brantley with the steal. Exceptional play, and you can see all over his face that he was thrilled with that one. A.J. Clark. Leavenworth back in control of the ball. 4:10 on the clock. 16-9. Currently trailing. Rivani Cheatham. Cheatham over the head. This one goes just over the rim. Good attempt by King. Ultimately to no avail. Fakes it, DJ Jackson. This one goes into the hands of White. White, ball on the floor, recovered by King. Leavenworth on the fast break, recovered by Clark. Clark goes to the glass, gets the layup to fall. And your Leavenworth Pioneers are within 5. 3:34 on the clock in the second period of play. Jalen Taylor to the outside. This one goes to Jackson. Number 22, White. And good defense by the Pioneers to keep it out of the hoop. No foul on the court. Butter to Clark. A.J. Clark surveying the land. Number 10, Keyshawn King. This one goes to Brantley, then back to King. Isaac Butter for three, and it's just off the outside of the rim. A lot of these three-pointers just haven't fallen. And Keyshawn King making things happen. What an exceptional play, throwing it right at the feet of Derek Jackson, knocking it right out of bounds. Ball goes back into the hands of Isaac Butter for the Pioneers. Inbounds to Alonzo. Alonzo to Clark. Isaac Butter for three. Bang! Knocks it down! Right down the drain. And the Pioneers are within two. Layup does not fall. The penalty called against the Pioneers. 2 free throws now for number 1, Derek Jackson.
To the line is DJ Jackson.
2:40 on the clock. First one inside of the rim, bounces right back at him. And Jackson one free throw remaining. King, Alonzo, Cheatham, and Tolbert in for the rebound. Not necessary as this one falls. 17-14 Pioneers. Trailing. Tolbert working his way down the court. Tolbert to Butter. Butter's already made 1 3 in this quarter. Cheatham. Foul goes against number 5, Cooper Crawford.
The foul's called on the floor. Cooper Crawford is first. Team foul number 4.
Gunnar Alonzo. Tasked with the responsibility of passing it in to Cheatham. Cheatham driving, taking initiative, reverse layup, it falls. Leavenworth is down by 1, 17-16. The Pioneers with an exceptional half. And James, recently Piper has seemed to dominate this series with each of their last 3 games going their way. But Leavenworth, this has been such a close contest. Changing the narrative here.
Yeah, I agree with you there, especially with this free throw we have.
And this one will go back into the hands of the Pirates.
Minor fouls for number 24. Alonzo, his second. Team foul number 3. Noah Flanders checks into the game for the Pioneers.
Even if this team is not necessarily one of the top ranked in the state, you can tell their improvements just based off of how they've gone from this year to last year, as this one gets laid up and falls out. Early in the season, the Pioneers are 2-1, their best start since 2013. And again, as this one goes back to Crawford, goes up for the dunk and it falls. 19-16. But just last season, Leavenworth only won 2 games the entire season. They have already matched that here early. In the head-to-head, as this one goes up for Brantley. Oh my goodness! He can open a bank with all these dimes he's cashing. My goodness, number 23, Adrian Brantley. Just last season, in the last matchup between these teams, Piper defeated Leavenworth 76-26. But now Leavenworth tied at 19 with 1:14 remaining in the half. They have stayed in this one in a way that they haven't in the past. As Adrian Brantley gets the steal, ball goes to Tolbert, working their way down the court, slowing down the pace of play. Clock hits 1 minute remaining, 58 seconds. Ball goes straight out of play back into the hands of Piper. 19-19 on the clock. And James, this is a team that Piper historically has just dominated, but not this year. This is a new look Pioneer offense, and more impressively, the defense.
Yeah. And I'm pretty grateful for this game. I'm actually
Layup goes up for number 10, Quincy Wade.
but I was saying I'm pretty excited about this game because it's looking so far that we have a lot better chance than we would have had last year, and we're already looking much better.
Katravion Tolbert getting shifty up there, and a block at the rim denies Cheatham of a layup. Tolbert 2-on-1. Layup goes up. Piper gets the end one. 21-19. That lead will extend to 23-19. 18 seconds remaining in the half.
Foul goes against number 23, Brantley, his seconds. One shot.
Apologies for the clock ticking on screen. Number 0, Jalen Taylor with the and one. Leavenworth came all the way back to tie it, currently down 4. Taylor drops it in. Trey Tolbert, this time to Alonzo. Gunnar Alonzo, fighting to the rim. Every foot, he gets it to fall, and one. Gunnar Alonzo, they don't just hand out awards like candy. Our Athlete of the Week is proving why he earned it tonight. 24-21 Leavenworth with 11 seconds remaining. Alonzo, with the bonus, gets 2 guaranteed free throws here and a chance to potentially bring the Pioneers within 1. Lots of encouraging things to see for the Pioneers so far. At this point in last year's game, the Piper Pirates were already leading by a commanding score. This year, it's a different story. 24-21 at the half. First one falls. And the and one goes in, making it 24-22 for the Pioneers. Piper has a chance to make one more shot happen with 11 seconds, or they might try to milk out the clock. Inbounded to Barnes. Barnes to Jackson. DJ Jackson surveilling the court. Barnes, this one to the outside. Number 10, it falls outside, and as the clock hits zeros, we go to halftime. The Leavenworth Pioneers, a team that got blown out by 50 as early as last season, is now within 2 of the Piper Pirates, currently ranked as one of the top teams in the UKC, undefeated at their home court. But today, on a cold night in Leavenworth, Kansas, the Pioneers are hanging in there with them. James, what are some of the most encouraging things you saw in that first half?
So far, we've, even though we've kind of let them score a couple of times, we're staying close behind them on those scoring moves. So it's kind of been a back and forth game, which I'm kind of liking so far right now. But in the second half, I think we really need to take control, not let them score while we keep scoring.
Going into the half on Wednesday night against Atchison, this team trailed by 9. Just 5 minutes prior to that, they trailed by 15 before making a small push late. They ended up getting all the way within 1, but ultimately lost. This is a much better spot to be if you're the Leavenworth Pioneers. Only trailing by 2 in a game where it feels like they've controlled the pace of play. They've managed to win in the zone, win in the paint, and finally they've really just played better defense the whole game. We will take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. In about 8 minutes or so, at 8:30 on the dot, we will be back for more Pioneer basketball on PTV. are back here in Leavenworth, and the Pioneers regrouping after that timeout. 3:55 on the clock here in the third quarter. Full court press from Piper. The Pioneer timeout clearly helps them out some. And Butter shooting just for kicks. Personal foul on Vogel. And ball goes back in the hands of the Pioneers. Number 20, Isaac Butler. AJ Clark now. Navigating the defense and the steal. Jalen Taylor takes it to the rim and goes in and out, bopped in by Elamar Brooks. Number 5, Trey Tolbert with the ball. AJ Clark to Tolbert. And it appears to be a delay of game called on the Pioneers. James, it really has been a sloppy performance since the halftime break.
Yeah.
A bit disappointing how close they came, leading as late as the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, it's not really looking good right now, but I'm hoping we can find that footing. And honestly, I think we just need one more shot to get back into it. And what I mean by that, I don't mean scoring or score-wise. I just mean to get back into that rhythm.
This game has been a game of momentum shifts. And Kansas City Piper has all the momentum right now as number 5 Cooper Crawford slams down a dunk. Alonzo gets shoved right there, and possession goes back to the Pioneers. 39-26.
And some information that I'm learning is Elamar Brooks, number 4 on Piper, actually used to be a Pioneer before he went to Piper.
Really?
So he used to be a Pioneer, but now he's playing for the Pirates. So it's a little interesting piece of information that I just learned.
Well, Elamar Brooks has been one of the key contributors as Brantley gets the ball for the Pirates. Who knows how this game could be different if he was still in the blue and white, as Isaac Butter throws up a 3. That does not fall. Luck has not been on the Pioneers' side this quarter, as a lot of the shots that have been there in the past just aren't falling. Score goes all the way up to 41-26. Piper leading by 15 now. And the Pioneers need to figure this thing out and fast. Stolen by Taylor. Racing down the court is Labat. Labat with the layup off the glass. 43-26. Pioneer timeout.
David, to be honest with you right now, I'm a little worried that we're looking at another bad season. If we can't come back from this, I don't know how the rest of the season will go for us. I'm hoping that this is just another bad game and we get back into it then on January 2nd. But right now, I don't know if we can get back into this game right now.
If I had to choose one word to describe the Pioneers this season, I would say streaky. They seem to get on a run where they put up 5, 6, 7, 8 points in a row, and then they just go cold. Coming out of the half, they were down by 2. Now they've crawled into a 17-point deficit.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just they're getting comfortable or if just at some point they're just losing their drive. But right now they need to either get uncomfortable or they need to just get back into this drive. And unfortunately,
as we speak,
it doesn't look
Bernard
like
Labat drops up a floater. This one does not fall. And Brantley getting grabbed and twisted. Foul goes back towards Leavenworth. But again, looking back at the keys to the game, number 3 that I pointed out before the national anthem, don't dig yourself in a hole. The issue this team had against Atchison was digging themselves in a hole early on that they couldn't climb out of, even with their attempts late in the game. Now they did the same thing, but they waited much longer to do it. Not a recipe for success. They've still got time, but that time is running out. 1:50 on the clock as the ball goes out of play.
And I think, you know, how early on we talked about them, Piper throwing out fouls for us and that being them panicking. But I think right now it's more of us panicking than anyone. We're throwing balls out of the court and we're just not putting up the scores that we need.
When this defense sticks to their fundamentals, they can be a dangerous squad. And again, they have been lights out at times. Starting the first quarter, only allowing 6 points. Adrian Brantley pump fakes the three, goes up for the layup off the glass. Alonzo with the rebound draws a foul. 43-26 Leavenworth, trailing with 1:23 left to play in the third period. The 5th foul from Piper, and little consolation with such a small amount of time remaining, but Leavenworth does have their bonus now. Alonzo throws down the first one. 43-27 is the score. Gunnar Alonzo, ice in his veins, not able to knock it down though. Number 23 on Piper, Eric Siegel, trying to make things happen. This one goes to Crawford. Pull up jumper and it falls out. Tapped back into the hands of Brantley to Alonzo. Gunnar Alonzo, step back three, and that one will not fall. Leavenworth has not stuck to the fundamentals, James.
They have not, and it's really hurting them here.
As this shot goes up and it falls out. Does not go through the hoop.
I don't know what they need to do, but they're running out of time. If they have anything left up their sleeve, they need to
Taylor
pull it
goes
out
up for
now.
the alley-oop, and the layup falls in.
And the more they score, I'm thinking that we have less of a chance each time they score, and right now it's looking that way. It's looking like another Atchison.
Adrian Brantley for three, and it does not fall.
While I would have loved to see that three, I don't know if it would have helped us a lot right there. We're already down 27-45.
When this team is at its best, they're physical, forcing fouls, working their way inside the arc, going in the paint, and dropping in buckets off the glass. A lot of these three-pointers that they've been taking from the field, a lot of these shots they've been taking, some as far as half court, they just haven't been falling. Jalen Taylor trots back out there. One thing I have been impressed for this Piper squad, Jalen Taylor, 6 foot tall, the sophomore, and for a player this young, it's rare to see someone who takes control of a game so much. He's been the playmaker, the decision maker. He's been causing everything to happen as this one goes up. And at the buzzer, Alamar Brooks goes up. The former Pioneer coming back to haunt his former gym. 47-27. And James, in that quarter, it was not pretty for the Pioneers.
And to be honest with you, David, I don't think it's going to get any prettier.
In the first half, Piper scored 24 points. In this quarter alone, they nearly matched that with 23, outscoring the Pioneers 23-5 en route to a 20-point lead that, barring a miracle, the Pioneers are going to have a really hard time coming back from. You can see around us here in Leavenworth High, students leaving. We have not given up on hope just yet, but circumstances are bleak.
Yeah, David, we can see students clearing out the stands right now. And honestly, if I was a student and I'm seeing my team down 20 points in the last period of a game, only 8 minutes, we're down 20, and we haven't been scoring. We didn't score a lot in the last period. I don't think that there's a lot of hope, and I'm not really blaming them right now, but I'm still holding out hope.
A high-flying offense whose wings have been clipped. That is the story of the game for the Pioneers. Absolutely dominating the second quarter, especially on defense. Coming out of that, down 2 in a game that, if they were to win, would be considered an upset, as this one goes out of play, back in the hands of the Pioneers. But ultimately, it appears they won't be able to finish the job.
And I
8
think
minutes left to play, though, to crawl out of this hole. Ball goes to Contravion Tolbert. Tolbert to Cheatham. Cheatham goes right up to the glass, getting physical, and I thought that one was going to fall. Ball goes to Piper. Taylor working his way back down the court. Bleak circumstances for the Pioneers. 7:35 left on the clock. 47-27. Kansas City Piper in front. Ball goes to the outside. And good defense from Tolbert, star football player, two-sport athlete. Brantley unable to secure the pass. Ball goes down for a slam dunk. Number 5, Cooper Crawford, getting absolutely hyped up, and it's stolen by the former Pioneer, Alamar Brooks. Ends up traveling on the play, and possession goes back to the Pioneers. But 49-27, Leavenworth has been outmatched in every way imaginable since the turn of the half. Cheatham inbounds it to Tolbert. Clock continues to tick. 49-27. Piper putting up a three that does not fall. Brantley, Tolbert rushing back to defend. And 5 players on 1. That is not something you want to see happening too often. King. Keyshawn King, fight for the ball. Goes Pioneer direction. Jump ball for the Pirates. Gunnar Alonso coming back into the game. Cheatham taking a rest. And also headed out is Jamarion Jefferson for Zay Rookwood. 6:30 remaining. 49-27, Pirate ball. Former Pioneer, Alamar Brooks, the senior transfer. Back in the hands of Taylor to Brooks. Back to Taylor. From downtown, banks it, does not fall. Keyshawn King on the fast break. Alonzo and Rookwood join him. Alonzo to Tolbert. Tolbert way back near the half-court line. Adrian Brantley for 3. Off the front of the rim, and he has not been making those fall lately. I believe he only has 1 on the day, maybe 2. And the foul goes in Piper's favor. 49-27. Score has not changed for the last couple minutes.
And David, to be honest with you, I don't know what's going on tonight. Brantley's usually dropping those threes like they're nothing, but tonight he hasn't shown for what he's been showing these last few weeks.
In an upset game like this, where you know you have to put it all on the line to pull off a win, you need your stars to play like stars, and quite frankly, I can't say that's what I've seen. A lot of positive things to watch in the first half, but ultimately, since the turn, Piper has outscored the Pioneers 26-5. Make that 27 as the free throw falls. Piper in just this half alone has matched Leavenworth's score in the entire game. 51-27, 5:36 remaining. Ball goes to Alonzo. Gunnar Alonzo to Keyshawn King. Keyshawn King, pump fake and passes it back to Alonzo. King to Butter. Pioneers moving the ball around well. Back to King, to Butter, to Alonzo. Brantley works his way up towards the glass, and it gets picked off by Johnny Vogel. Taylor, this one goes to the former Pioneer and will fall. Alamar Brooks, 27 for the Pioneers, 53 Piper. Zay Rookwood, this one goes to Alonzo. Alonzo to Butter. Butter to Rookwood. Isaac Butter. This one back to King. At the rim. And with already 3.5 minutes elapsed, those are the first points that Leavenworth has put on the board in this quarter. They have not scored for over 8 minutes. Ball goes back to Taylor. From downtown. Almost drained that one. Number 1, DJ Jackson.
And I know I kind of preach on those twos, but right now it's kind of looking that we need more points, honestly. And I don't know if we can if we need to start trying to get those threes. If we actually can make them.
Pioneers need a miracle.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. We need a miracle of threes, to be honest with you, to get anywhere near getting back into this game.
Piper shutting down every aspect of the Pioneers' play and getting another foul.
And to be honest with you, David, right now when I'm looking at our players out there, the main issue is I'm seeing them get angry. And I love that, but they need to control that anger and put it into their defensive side and start drawing fouls and making those scores. They need to start getting
They're getting angry and tired. They just played 2 games ago on Wednesday night, a heartbreaker against Atchison, in which they really had a chance to win.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's been the similar storyline tonight. If this team wants to make a run in the playoffs, they're going to need to finish what they start. 3:44 left to play. Pioneers trailing 54-29. Adrian Brantley, bounce pass. This one goes to Keyshawn King. Butter for 3. Passes it. And lots of physicality. Wrestles it away from the 5'9" sophomore, and Rookwood loses possession. Ball goes back to LV. Only Cheatham and Brantley remain from the starting core. Lots of reserve players from the sophomore roster starting to come in and make their mark. Jefferson working his way down the court. Taylor, Jackson, DJ Jackson. Ball goes off the foot of number 12, Bernard Labat. Noah Flanders back on the court. Full timeout from Leavenworth. And James, it's been a pleasure working with you tonight. It seems that the Pioneers might be just too far gone. Playing for pride tonight, they might statistically have a chance to come back from this one. Currently down 54-29. That is a 25-point difference. If the Pioneers could double their score in the next 3 minutes and 10 seconds, they could pull this one out. But you and I both know that's not likely.
No, and especially how they're playing tonight. We're not seeing much power from them. It seems they got tired very early on in this game, and that exhaustion has just been growing every play. You can see it.
And it feels like Piper has only grown stronger as the game has gone on.
Well, that's exactly what I was about to say, David. Because when you have one team that's very easily seen exhausted, that gives that other team that confidence of they're already tired. We just have to beat them at their own game. They can take it slow while we're trying to push fast. They can take it slow with that lead and just cause us to grow even more exhausted while they feel nice and rested.
A key aspect of the Pioneers game early on was trying to control the pace of play, and I feel like that has gone away from them in the recent goings.
Yeah, and I hope we can bring it back, but the way we've been playing tonight, it's seeming very unlikely.
Ball goes back to Rookwood. Isaiah Rookwood to Butter. Butter takes a 3, and it does not go in. Another layup falls for the Piper Pirates.
And
another steal. Ball goes back down the court. Jalen Taylor with the lay. What a block!
And to be honest with you,
Isaiah
David,
Rookwood, what a stop there.
after that last score by Piper, I don't think there's a lot for us to come back from.
56-29 in favor of the Pirates. A lot of encouraging things to see from the Pioneers, though, especially early on.
Yes, they have grown defensively.
This is still, believe it or not, a better result than last season.
Yeah.
But lots more improvement to do, and as Drew Leinbach will definitely have to make some changes in practice this week. It's something that I have no doubts that he will be able to manage, though. He's taken a team of outcasts. He's taken a team of, frankly, smaller players. If you just look across this Piper lineup, they are just big and strong and tall. And ultimately, I think that despite the Pioneers' best efforts, the better team is going to win tonight.
Yes, and I will give it to our Pioneers. They have been fighting hard tonight. And despite despite that not being shown on the scoreboard, they have fought hard, and I think that
As this one goes back into the hands of the Piper offensive.
sorry for pausing there. I'm making sure that David has enough time to get his plays out there, but like I was saying, they fought hard, and that's something to say for this team.
Definitely an outcome that we can look back on and be disappointed, but a performance and an effort that we will want to emulate in the future. 1:38 on the clock. Leavenworth is trailing 60-31. Ball goes out of play.
To be honest with you, David, they're up by 29. I don't think there's a lot for us to do here, and they keep losing that ball.
Ball goes back into the hands of Piper. And James, as you speak, Quincy Wade races down the court and doubles the Pioneer score, 62-31. Third foul of the quarter for Piper. Gives possession back to the Pioneers.
And I'm looking around, David, and the student section and Leavenworth's home section is seeing a lot of bare seats, which isn't
It's definitely not the norm.
no, but it's not unexpected from how we've been playing tonight. And I think that we need to take this game and look at where we were strong and where we weren't.
Another steal, and the layup falls in.
55 seconds to go, and I think
50 seconds left to play. 64-31, Piper in front. Number 11, Aiden Labina, and that one is picked off. Piper just does not quit. Silas Barnes, this one to Chapman. Ball goes up and taking a hard fall. Oh my goodness. Laying there for a second as the trainer comes out to take a look. Number 22, Chaz White. Doesn't appear to be anything serious. I could be wrong, but definitely got banged up on that play.
while we have a moment, let's talk about some highlights from this team tonight. Offensively, we didn't do too well, only getting 31 on the board. But defensively, in that first half, we were pretty amazing, keeping them down in that first half. But that second half, they came strong, and we just weren't ready for it.
If this team can continue to build for deeper and deeper runs in the games, where they can stay strong, where they can stay consistent with what works, and really just stick to the playbook, then this is a team that could win a lot of games this season.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that ends up not being the outcome tonight, as the training staff continues to evaluate Chaz White, who took quite the fall there. But as the Pioneers walk back out onto the court, it's definitely been quite the day for sure.
I will say,
back on his feet is Chaz White, and he, clutching his lower back, walks back to the bench with no assistance from the trainers, able to make it back on his own. 31.8 seconds remaining in this game. Pioneers trail 64-31. Definitely not a game to remember, but a lot of encouraging signs.
Yeah. If I'm Coach Leinbach, I'm taking film from this game, and I'm analyzing it, and I'm analyzing it hard. See where we are weak and see where we are strong.
This is a game that's had a lot to look forward to in the upcoming weeks. And it's also been a game as Maddox Sprague, the 6'8" junior, knocks down his first free throw of the game. And the second one falls. Piper student section still having plenty of cheer. And folks, we just want to remind you that our next game, if you want to head on down to Leavenworth High School on January the 2nd, 18 seconds left on the clock. January the 2nd, we will be having Pioneer basketball against the Basehor Linwood Bobcats. As this one gets passed straight back to the Piper defense, going up for the lay is number 10, Quincy Wade. Half-court shot does not fall. Folks, if you need some more basketball to watch, come on in on January 2nd as our boys and girls varsity teams host the Basehor Linwood Bobcats. As for tonight, James, ultimately a poor result on the scoreboard, but a lot to be thankful for and a lot to look forward to as we watch the Pioneers later in the season.
My hope is that they look at some film from this game, like I was saying, and they look at where their holes were in their defense and offense, and they start filling those holes, and they get back on a good foundation, and they start making plays in games that keep the other team from coming back, just like how Piper did to us tonight. And I'm just glad for the team, happy for Piper, good for them. But ultimately, I am sad that we lost this game, and I just hope that we build from this.
Piper improves to 4-2 on the season, 2-2 in the UKC. Meanwhile, the Pioneers fall to 2-2, their second loss of the year, and coming off a back-to-back loss against Atchison, I think this team is going to be going into winter break doing some reflecting. For all of you who have joined us today, we just want to thank you for your time spending your Friday night with us. And your final score, the Piper Pirates 68 and the Leavenworth Pioneers 31. So long, Leavenworth, and good night.